in Baton Rouge.
What the hell's going on out here?
Now, here's Jimmy Ott and Charles Handegriff.
Yeah, for some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live?
From Mike Anderson Seafood, Wesley at Nicholson. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Handegriff, Jimmy Odd, Max Gotro, and Jordan Kinchin's back in the studio. Andy Isco with us on Tuesdays. First class, second class, no class. We do that on Tuesdays. Got a new guest that we're going to introduce. Actually introduced on Sunday, but if you weren't with us on Sunday, new guest.
Yeah, veteran New York-based handicapper Ace Simonera. So he was with us on Football Sunday. He'll be with us on Tuesdays, until further notice at 1:30, 1:15, somewhere in that area. Today he'll be 1:30, and he's got 3 selections in college basketball tonight. So.
All right, we'll get into that at 12:30 today. In the meantime, the divisional round of the playoffs are set in the NFL after last night. Look, we had the first 4 games of the wild card weekend were fantastic. You had lead changes in the fourth quarter. You had close competitive games. You had a lot of well-played games. Some mishaps, but mostly you had highly entertaining football. Sunday night with the Patriots and the Chargers, at least it was competitive if defense dominated. Last night was close until the fourth quarter, but it was by no means a well-played offensive game on either side. And these are 2 pretty good defenses. The Texans probably the best defense in the NFL, and they got a couple of defensive touchdowns in the fourth quarter. But the Texans win it 30-6. And there's a lot to get into here. What the national focus I know is going to be on is Aaron Rodgers and most likely his last game, and will this be Mike Tomlin's last game in Pittsburgh? But to me, Jimmy, I'm much more interested in the other part of the story, which is C.J. Stroud, who I loved coming out of Ohio State and has now won a playoff game in 3 consecutive seasons. But when they came out, Bryce Young went 1, Stroud went 2, and I said, well, I like Stroud better, okay? And I still question, we talked a lot about Bryce Young, but I don't think there's any question that during the regular season over the 3 years since they were drafted, Bryce Young has gotten better and C.J. Stroud has gotten worse. I can tell you some theories as to why. I think that Bryce Young has benefited from Dave Canales, and that seems to mesh really well, and they've gotten him more talent than he had when he got there. Stroud I liked from jump, and I love DeMeco Ryans. He's a defensive coach, but I love DeMeco Ryans. But last night, C.J. Stroud fumbled 5 times. He threw 2 interceptions, and if not for that, Houston may have run away with this thing and put it to bed way. I'm sorry, he threw 2. He lost 2 fumbles, three turnovers, 5 fumbles, 2 lost, and 1 interception. Three turnovers. And some of these were, I'm going to call them almost unforced errors, where the ball just comes out of his hands. Yes, he was being rushed, but sometimes without even a hand on him. The center was wild. You had some bad snaps. But I swear to you, there was one name that came to my mind watching C.J. Stroud in the first half, and that was Aaron Brooks. He, at times in that first half, and even into the third quarter, where the opening drive looked promising until they got into the red area, he looked like he was completely mesmerized by the whole situation. That Houston defense is as good as it gets in the NFL right now. And they can run the football a little bit. And I know we're going to talk about the Nico Collins injury, but, man, when I look at C.J. Stroud, I'm like, what happened? Because after his rookie season, I thought C.J. Stroud was bound to be one of the top 6 or 8 quarterbacks in football by the time he got to age 25, 26. And that ain't happening. They won last night, but, boy, I thought he stunk up the joint.
He hasn't been good for a while, Charlie. There's been a couple of spots I mean, people were feasting on Arizona's defense down the stretch. I mean, that might have been the most givingest defense, the last 2 months of the season. And he lit them up for 3 touchdowns and no interceptions and 9 yards per attempt. Even the Chargers, when he had an 8.7 attempt, they're up 14-zip right out the chute. He found, Collins was wide open for a long touchdown. He had another one, and up 14-0. He starts throwing interceptions. Threw multiple interceptions in that game. The Colts game to close out the year was very pedestrian. 169 yards, 1 TD. He's been an anchor for the most part. And against where they let them tug and pull a little bit more in the defense, yards are hard to get by. TJ Watt was healthy. Hey, man, but protecting the football was, he wasn't a surprise, but he made some throws too. To Christian Kirk really bailed him out last night.
Had a big game.
Really bailed him out early in the game. But it's on the defense, man. This defense is carrying this team, and he has been. It's not anything new. This is you're saying what I was kind of going into this game last night. What I've been saying.
The numbers for the year. The numbers for the year are what they are. They're way down from his rookie year. Way down.
Okay, well, I'm looking game to game, and what I'm watching my eyeballs, and he has been, he's been shaky, very shaky. And watching him come into the game, even when they lost at Arrowhead last year, in the divisional round of the playoffs, he still managed. He was getting harassed so much. I mean, he still was hanging in there and making a couple plays. He just he was doing what he could. This year, they're having to overcome some of his negative plays, just like last night. Last night was a little bit of a microcosm. Now, he's not fumbling 3 times a game, but it's a key fumble. It's multiple interceptions to get the Chargers back in the game on that Saturday afternoon game that maybe was kind of hidden in a lot of people's normal schedule. It wasn't on a Sunday, and maybe, just wasn't as much light, but it was a standalone game, and their defense overcame him. They've been that good, but it's as a buddy texting me when we're watching Chargers and Texans, and that game 2 games ago, that Saturday afternoon game, and we're like, at what point do you make him take the Trent Dilfer approach with the Ravens? At what point do you say, dude, just hand it off, don't turn it over. You don't have to make a play.
This weekend, and that's fine as long as you don't fall down 2 scores.
Houston's not Baltimore's defense that year.
No.
Nobody is.
No.
I mean, Chicago 85 Bears, but they're really good, and they can win a game by themselves. They can win a game by themselves. They pretty much won it last night.
Yes, especially Drake May was, had a great regular season. Wasn't at the top of his game on Sunday night.
It's different. It's first playoff game.
First playoff game. Okay, so this is still playoff game. It's still new for him. Here's what would concern me if I'm a Houston fan. Okay, last year I think there were some built-in reasons for C.J. Stroud to regress from what was a phenomenal rookie year. Number one, he got the crap beat out of him. He was sacked 52 times last year. His playmakers were almost all of them missed significant time, from Nico Collins to Tank Dell to Joe Mixon. Almost all of his biggest weapons missed time last year. That hasn't been the case this year. Now, Dell's missed the whole season, but Collins has played most of the year. He played in 15 out of the 17 games.
Yeah.
Dalton Schultz played every game. Jaden Higgins played every game. Christian Kirk played 13 out of 17 games, and both of his lead running backs. Now these aren't top of the line NFL tailbacks, but Marks and Chubb missed 3 games between them, and he's only sacked 23 times in 14 games. So if you look at Stroud last year and you say he didn't have his weapons, the offensive line was shaky, he was running for his life, he got hit a lot. And then a little bit of sophomore slump. Everybody got a look at him. Everybody had a lot of tape on him. You could make some adjustments as to where his weaknesses were, and you could attack those in his second year. That happens to a lot of rookie quarterbacks in their second year. But in the third year, you have your weapons. The offensive line has protected him reasonably well. I wouldn't call him elite, but good enough. And most of his weapons have been there for most of the year, and yet the numbers have come back significantly. And, yeah, we don't spend a lot of time talking about Houston in the regular season, but, yeah, this is not anything that just happened last night. I thought last night was particularly bad when you fumble 5 times. You didn't lose all 5 of them, but you fumbled 5 times in a playoff game. Yikes. And I thought this guy was, again, I thought he was going to be an elite quarterback by the time he got into his mid-20s. And that ain't there yet.
Yeah, the natural rate of progression is just not been there.
No.
And if anything, he's kind of going backwards a little bit. And, he did lose his, his running back, the 4th or 5th round back. We talk about that. You can get a serviceable back. The kid, he's a rookie from USC. He's fine. He's hitting the hole. He's not an elite back by any stretch, but you can play with him, and they have won games with him. You can't cheat. He's not that deficient where you can cheat on him. So, Max, what's his passer ratings and things like that? The numbers, advanced stats, and things like that. Where does he rank statistically? Because I would say probably middle of the pack. Which the start he had, he looked like he was on his. Did we have was it a year ago or 2 ago? We had the conversation. Who would you rather have, Stroud or Burrow?
Yeah,
that was it.
Well, the rookie year.
I'll take Burrow, but he
threw for over 4,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions as a rookie, and
Max,
he played 15 games.
Max, where are you looking at the stats for the?
One of the advanced analytics you can look at is EPA, and then there's completion percentage over expected. So just how your guys are getting open, are you completing your passes? It's certainly an advanced analytic, but it's one that I look at. He is 13th among 25 qualified quarterbacks this year. So like you're saying, right in the middle of the pack. That's in the realm of Jackson Dart, Lamar Jackson this year, Jacoby Brissett, Herbert, Tua. That's kind of the realm in which he's in. So for the whole season this year.
And in back to the regular metrics, he's 11 in QBR and 17 in rating. So also
middle of the pack quarterback.
In the middle, yeah.
And
listen, when you have that kind of defense, you don't want him taking a ton of chances. You don't have to do that. You can win a lot of games, 24-14.
But y'all, like, it's situational
But now you're in the
awareness.
playoffs.
You're up 14-0.
Yeah.
You can protect the ball against the Chargers there. But it's two bad interceptions. Out of nowhere, just to give them a spark. When the Chargers in that game were not driving the length of the field, just scoring Houston. Just kind of letting them back, and then he does it again. It was like, man, what the hell are you doing?
Do you remember last year the Texans fired their OC, Bobby Slowick, despite making the playoffs. They had some problems last year with their offense as well.
Well, looks like he wasn't a problem.
I wasn't a big fan of Slowick at all. They've changed a little bit.
Are you a fan of this guy?
Not the biggest, but they do run a lot less on these early downs. That was a big problem that they had before, is they'd get into these third and longs and kind of force Stroud to make plays on third downs, which been a little less the case this year.
The interception at the beginning of the third quarter drove me crazy because he had room to run, and even if he gets stopped short of the line, kicking a field goal there and going up 4 points, based on what their defense and what Pittsburgh's offense looked like, Aaron Rodgers didn't quite take the beating that Justin Herbert did on Sunday night, but it certainly wasn't comfortable for him. He got hit a pretty good bit. A 4-point lead feels like an awful lot there, and that I thought was a really ill-advised throw.
I was listening to the Texans broadcast on that Saturday game for bits and pieces. I was in front of a TV, and then the other times I was listening to the Texans broadcast. And what's the running back again from USC? The rookie?
Woody Marks.
And man, Marks is running pretty good. They're like, God, he's got running pretty good. Now, when you get to third and long, you're stuck there. What do you do on neutral downs to get to that point is the different story. But, this is a quarterback that should be playing at a higher level based on what we saw immediately. He's going to get his second contract. It's not like, he's a Tua guy, he's a Bryce Young guy.
No.
He's getting it. And because he's been successful enough, and, man, he's just kind of he's a little bit of an anchor for them right now. And if you take Collins away, it's a lot easier to guard Kirk when you know
Yeah.
he's their number one option.
It didn't look good when he was disoriented. They had to kind of help him to get over, and he was taken out on the cart. So it didn't look great there. On the other side, I would be shocked if we saw Aaron Rodgers play again.
Yeah, Troy Aikman had a lot of finality to his commentary.
Yes, that and he said that coming into the season, so that's not a huge surprise. And when he officially announces his retirement, we'll kind of put him in his historical place.
Let's see, College World Series championship game. We'll get an update. Oh, he's dragging this thing out.
Oh,
come on,
and that's
man.
fine. And
Come on, he's going to sit in the cave.
we'll
going to play golf on a dual thing in Las Vegas. He's doing,
the Steelers got to make a call way before that.
Him and
but
Tomlin are doing commercials. I mean, I don't know.
Tomlin's the bigger question here, which is this is 7 straight playoff losses now. Nobody thinks that Mike Tomlin deserves
Scored
to
the first quarter.
They did. Nobody thinks that Mike Tomlin deserves to get fired based on his overall resume, but like John Harbaugh, has it run its course? And we've seen this happen before.
No playoff wins out of 7 tries is grounds for getting fired.
That's why I said his overall resume.
Well, you didn't say. You said
his overall resume. He is not. If you never have a losing season, that's not grounds for termination. But if you think that this is run its course,
that's why it's an interesting case.
Yeah,
and there's two teams he wouldn't get fired of right now, and that's Pittsburgh. All the rest would 0 for 7 in playoff games. There's no way he's getting 0 for 7 in 28 to 32 teams.
You're right.
No way.
And one of the ones I might have given him the benefit of the doubt with was Baltimore, and they just basically fired his twin last week in John Harbaugh. Okay?
John Harbaugh is less fireable than Mike Tomlin in my book.
The resume's got a lot of similarities to him. It's been a while since Baltimore's won
You think? Okay, put both out there. Who you think's more got more stock? Who you want to hire? Harbaugh or Tomlin? Come on,
it's
man.
close. It's really close. It's really close.
Really?
Yes.
Max, I mean,
I
really?
think it's really close.
I think you're in a minority in this one.
I think the NFL will take Harbaugh earlier.
His stock is higher.
Harbaugh's stock is higher, but it has fallen a little bit. I used to think of him as like a top coach in the
He's
NFL.
had
and
more
it's not.
really, really good years. Okay, he didn't take a slam dunk as a quarterback and got production out of him. Jackson was not a slam dunk.
It does feel like
okay?
Tomlin's overachieved with his rosters.
But now,
quite
the
frequently.
Ravens' deal is they've lost these games where they're favored. Pittsburgh wasn't favored last night. Pittsburgh wasn't favored in a lot of these 7. I would say they might have been favored in 1 or 2 of these 7 that they've lost because they've kind of scrambled to get themselves into postseason. They're at home in underdog last night. I think the one they were favored when Cleveland went there and beat them in that wild game back and forth, I think Pittsburgh was still the favorite.
Pittsburgh hardly ever moves on from coaches, but they might here. Baltimore moved on from Harbaugh.
And Baltimore doesn't either.
And they don't. The Eagles, after Andy Reid's 12, 13-year run, had playoff. They had lost out in the championship game 4 out of 5 times.
Peterson won a Super Bowl and got fired 2 years later.
Right. They moved, but Andy Reid was there a long time, had a lot of success, but he didn't win. And Sean Payton, it was what was it?
He didn't win a Super Bowl there.
Who?
Andy Reid.
No, he did win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he went to 1.
Yeah. And he lost in the championship game 4 times.
As a favorite 4 times.
Sean Payton was 12 years removed from his Super Bowl win when he and the Saints parted ways. And sometimes it's just time.
We're live here at Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee, just off of Nicholson. Man, a lot of people, we were really, really blowing and going over here during the holiday season. A lot of you had some relatives in and want to get some of that South Louisiana, get seafood cuisine, and we got it over here from the oysters and a half shell, which are top notch. You got your char-grilled oysters, top notch, and a wide array of traditional Louisiana seafood items. So it was really a lot of fun over here. Had a lot of fun with the kids, meeting Santa and taking pictures and all that good stuff. Had a lot of fun for them. But, it's the old staple over here, and we evolved a little bit in trying to, kind of modernize, a little different, to try some of the different things over there. Shane does a hell of a job behind the bar. I mean, every Tuesday night he's here kind of on his stage, running the bar. Man, it's always a good time. And then not too far from now, Going to have that Mardi Gras people. That's right. An influx of people will be in South Louisiana for the Mardi Gras season, and you can take them back over here again. But, man, I want to thank everybody who, brought their relatives and friends who were in for the holiday season in town and took them over here to Mike Anderson's. We were extremely busy.
Live at Mike Anderson's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Outdoors with Don Dubuque. Saturday mornings at 5 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Yanni from Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee Drive on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
We can always get the show on demand, 104.5 ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net. We'll have a new Handycast dropping tonight on YouTube. Second installation of our film study of the transfer portal. Sam Levitt film, among others. We'll have that posted tonight. All brought to you by Supreme Rice and SupremeRice.com. Supporting our Louisiana farmers since the 1930s. All right, Jimmy, the divisional round is set, so we've got all of the lines now for the divisional games this week. We got 2 road favorites, and help me out here. Number 1 seed in their first game in this format, since we went to 7 teams and only the number 1 seed gets the bye. First time that number 1 seed's an underdog at home, or were yesterday. That is flipped now, but we're opened an underdog, and now that has moved back to the Denver side at 1.5. I mean, we haven't been in this format that long, but
it's the Bills. What's their weakness?
Defense, run defense,
rush defense specifically, right? I mean, they finally got that running game, and they got the Russian leader, the Russian champion. So what does Jacksonville do? One of their touchdown drives, the second quarter. Luton, the Virginia Tech kid.
Yeah.
I mean, rip, double-digit run. Rip, double-digit run. Rip, double-digit run.
It was a touchdown drive, right?
Yes. After that touchdown drive.
He got 1 carry the rest of the day.
Come on, man.
Sean Payton won't make that mistake.
Against Buffalo. Dude, game flow, Charlie.
Yeah.
Game flow. I understand your game plan. But what happens in the game trumps. And Lincoln, he missed. He missed on that one. Lawrence was hot at the end of the, doing everything right. I mean, it's as hot as any quarterback in the league. I mean, and they're winning games, too. He throws 2 interceptions, puts them on there, but next thing you know, they get a little panicky, and, Buffalo wins it. But Buffalo also, the first 3 games, Saturday and the first one Sunday with them, 2-minute warning, team that wins is losing. I mean, you were all 50-50 games, which is some mismatch. They let Buffalo off the hook with it. You got to ride that guy. He's hot in hand. And if you watch Jacksonville over the course of the year, he might be an obscure name because you don't follow Jack. He's not who's his back? No, he's pretty good. He's been very consistent all season long. Etienne is their number 1 back, but this guy has been really good this year.
When Sean Payton, who that was Liam Cohen's first playoff game as a head coach.
Yes.
This is, I believe, for Payton, this is 21 or 22. I got to check. Whenever he criticized his own play calling in New Orleans on those times, it wasn't a lot of them, but he said, we didn't run the ball enough. I mean, I never heard Sean Payton get up in the postgame and say we didn't throw it enough. Maybe sometimes we should have thrown it more on first down. But 9 times out of 10 when he criticizes his own play calls because we didn't run the ball enough. He won't make that mistake.
I think,
this week.
Well, he can be impulsive too, Charlie, okay?
Impulsive, yes, but overall game plan, he knows where Buffalo's weakness is. And I would be shocked if he put the ball in the hands of Bo Nix instead of trying to run the ball at him.
Let's not make it where the games haven't gotten away from Sean Payton, okay? It's impulsive ways, over-challenging, and, getting away from the running game. He still does. He says it after the game. Well, that's fine. Well, that doesn't help us after the game. And probably Lincoln will finally say it after the game. Well, that doesn't help us after the game. Yes, his experience on the bench is going to – it is a settling effect. And I've got to think that he's looking at this last week and saying, why'd they get away from this?
Yeah.
So he may look to – because – what are you going to get out of Bo Nix? Bo Nix played 1 playoff game. If you remember that drive to start the game, it was the first game on a Sunday.
It cost me money. I remember I had the Bills in the first half. It cost me money. He threw a beautiful rainbow strike for the touchdown. I remember
Had a couple of first halves, took a shot downfield, and hit it.
Yeah.
Man, went right down the field. They didn't score, I think, the rest of the game.
They didn't.
But it was how, and I got to believe he's going to do what he did. He's going to identify that Jacksonville had a severe advantage here. His team is built a lot different than those Saints teams. His team is built to play in the cold weather playoffs. They're way more line of scrimmage team than finesse, way more. And I think he's going to do it and then play action off of that and make some easier throws. I think some of the things when earlier in the season when Nix was struggling, how he kind of spoon-fed him a little bit. He had to reel him back a little bit, and then now once they got going mid-season, he kind of let him go a little bit more. And when he's really let go in these down, multiple scores. They'll go hurry up. When he has to think less and just go, he's been really good. But I got to believe he's going to identify what Jacksonville missed in that game.
I would agree, but I would be careful. Bo Nix leads the NFL in passing attempts. They throw the ball a lot with him. They have been unapologetic, and they've been up in games where they should be running the ball a lot, and they've still passed it. So it's surprising for a team that's led as much as they have this year to have the passer with the most attempts.
That's a good stat. I didn't realize he had the most attempts in the league. Denver now sitting as a 1.5-point favorite. Seahawks 7.5 over the Niners on Saturday night. Patriots 3 over the Texans in the early game on Sunday, and the late game on Sunday is the other lower seed that is a favorite. The road team, the Rams, a 3.5-point choice over the Bears.
Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings, 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional services, which you get with our long-standing staff. Ashley Donald, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Mariana Haynes, Natalie and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing, nobody choose but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at Mike Anderson's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Down Shopping Center. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Brandon Holly here. Did you know Relief Windows is the window, door, hardy plank, and vinyl siding and interior shutter headquarters of the Gulf South? That's right. For nearly 20 years, we have provided you with a lifetime guarantee. Relief from the heat, cold, storms, and sun. So go where thousands have gone to upgrade the exterior and the interior of their homes. ReliefWindows.com. That's ReliefWindows.com.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun Hash Browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Live at lunch with Ott and Annie from Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee Drive on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Heading out to Las Vegas, deep in the desert, lives one man. One man of many sports bets. The one and only Andy Isco.
Andy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fine, Jimmy. Hope you guys are as well as we get set for what is almost always the best weekend of football in the NFL, the divisional round. Although it will be hard to top certainly the early part of this wild card weekend with some pretty wild and entertaining games.
I can't remember, Charlie. More entertaining games in this weekend in the wild card round. This round.
Yeah, without looking at it, other than last night's game was a stinker. Even though it was close for three quarters, the other ones were phenomenal.
Yeah, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Houston under, and the under in Pittsburgh. Rodgers
it just wasn't a really well played offensive game. It's two really good defenses.
Charlie, after the roller coasters every now and then, I want to get on a little kiddie rod. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Is that okay?
Yes.
Can I get a beer
Absolutely.
in Adventureland?
Relax,
or something?
Jimmy. Relax.
Can I coast for a little bit, please? Charlie likes my stress level up every damn game, Andy.
One game.
Sorry, I didn't catch that last part.
That's all right. We're saying that, yes, this week. Look, the first three games, the team that's losing at the 2-minute warning wins the game. Enough said. Yeah. You had some heroics by these teams, but we also have, a couple of, we got one road favorite here, and we got one that flipped where Buffalo was the early favorite, and it's flipped to Denver as a favorite as well. 49ers are banged up. This just in. They got more banged up without Kittle. And then Houston, I think, is going to be without a big piece unless they can really expedite this concussion protocol process. Nico Collins is going to be missed for Houston.
Yeah, I wonder if we may see in that San Francisco-Seattle game what we saw in the game between the Chargers and the Patriots, where all season long the Chargers had been able to overcome their issues at left tackle, and it finally ran out against the Patriots, who did what they should have done, and that's pressure Justin Herbert the entire game and ultimately wear down. The Charger defense played well enough, but unfortunately you weren't going to get much out of the offense. And I'm wondering if a lot of the injuries that the 49ers have suffered, and now being without Kittle, although he's missed some games, and, of course, some of the other injuries that they've had may come up against them. It's a big number for Seattle to be laying, especially when you consider the explosive and the low-scoring nature of their two regular season meetings. I think it was, 17-13 in Week 1 when they played up in Seattle, and, of course, the 13-3 game when they played in San Francisco for the NFC West Division title game. I wonder if this might be a little bit too much for the 49ers to overcome, but you're still asking a veteran team with a proven head coach to go up to a place where they did win earlier when they were obviously much healthier and to get the win. I'm certainly looking at perhaps taking those points with the 49ers. I just want to see how high it goes.
Gotcha. Couple of matchups where a younger quarterback and extremely experienced, and there's multiple very experienced quarterbacks out of this postseason now. But Josh Allen versus Bo Nix. Bo Nix has had one career playoff start. It was against Buffalo last year. Started out very good and then flattened out. Didn't do anything pretty much for the rest of the game after that initial touchdown drive. And then Williams, well, he pulled another one out of his hat in the first one against Matthew Stafford, who is, with all of his playoff experience, the best statistical year of his career.
Yeah, let's keep in mind that next year when you have quarterbacks making their first career playoff start, you're going to hear about how those quarterbacks are 20 and like 23 and 40 straight up since whatever the year was. Well, keep in mind that used to be 20 and 40 before all three quarterbacks covered this year, with Young covering in a loss for Carolina, but Drake May and Caleb Williams both winning their games outright, especially the Bears at home as a small underdog. Looking at the games this week, look, Chicago against the Rams. The Rams have not been the same. I don't think they ever really regained their momentum following that first loss to Carolina. Okay, that surprising loss that really exposed some vulnerabilities as far as their rushing defense, and they struggled there. And they've never really, they had one or two blowout games. I know they had the blowout game against the Cardinals. It's supposed to be very cold there, but of course the key condition is going to be the wind. Because on the surface, with the way those two defenses are playing, you'd have to think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But, if it's 16 degrees, I'm not so sure if there are not going to be some turnovers in there. I do like the Rams because of their experience, but I am concerned about their defense and how they're going to be, whether or not they're going to be able to make enough stops on the Bears, who are playing extremely well. And you have to give it to Caleb Williams. I think last year he was, all those sacks that he took, I think he was in the top 5 of least sacked quarterbacks this season. That's a heck of a job that Ben Johnson has done in turning, relaunching his career from what appeared to be very questionable in 2024 to really now saying he's got a pretty nice upside in 2025. So, looking at that game, I want to see that line went immediately up from 3.5 to 4, and it may be headed higher. But I want to take a look because I do.
Charlie,
like the Rams.
Charlie, where are you on the Rams right now? Since they started that game at Carolina, they lost. Okay, so it's a mark against. There's no doubt there. They blow out Arizona on the road. A wild game against Detroit, they win. Lose at Seattle, where Stafford couldn't have played any better. The whole 16-point comeback. You blew that lead. Lose at Atlanta on Monday night. They were given all they could handle. But Arizona in the last week of the regular season, and certainly the game in Charlotte on Saturday was not there's not a lot of passing grades on that one.
The offense has gone into some funks, and best I can tell is they haven't been able to run the ball quite as well as they were prior to this stretch that you're talking about. Kyren Williams, I thought, was probably a top 8 back in the first half of the season, but and they've got a nice 1-2 punch. Blake Corum is a really nice backup. But Kyren Williams, I don't know if that run game's going as well as it was in the first half of the year.
But it's a defense, Charlie, that's given up they've given up like 26 points a game in that 7 games.
Yeah, they have. I can't argue with that.
They're scoring. The least they scored was 24 points against Atlanta. I mean, they're scoring 30 points a game.
And that defense was really good also in the first half of the season, as I remember it.
But some people thought that the overall balance of the team, I think the defense has dipped more than the offense. So, but anyway, they are certainly far from unbeatable. But man, how many holes is Chicago going to dig themselves into, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, Johnson's done a great job in bringing this team along, but the defense has also shown some improvement from the early part of the year as well. I mean, I still give the Rams the defensive edge, but and certainly have to give the Rams a huge experience edge. But inexperience is no longer an excuse or whatever, because look, Bears are coming off a win, as we mentioned. Houston, of course, had a nice win last night. We'll see how they do up in New England. I have some, obviously Nico Collins is going to be a concern. I think he probably, I doubt if he'd be cleared to play. But that defense, could create some problems, because this will be the best defense. Much like I said last week, that the Chargers would be the best defense that the Patriots will have faced all year, and they held them pretty much in check. They just couldn't do anything offensively, the Chargers. Well, now you raise that 2 or 3 times for the defense that the Texans are going to bring to the Patriots. So I might look at that to be a low-scoring game. I want to see if that line goes up to 3, in which case I'll certainly be interested in taking the Texans, because they do have the kind of team we've seen teams. I mean, I guess the best example, you go back to, what was it, the Trent Dilfer-led Baltimore Ravens with that outstanding defense with Ray Lewis and all those guys winning Super Bowls with a very, let's call it, ordinary quarterback. He had a good career, but I'd certainly say that you could say the inexperience of Stroud and or not inexperience. They've won three first-round games in the last 3 years since he came into the league. But he still has some issues. We saw that the other last night against Pittsburgh. But I still think this Houston team can very easily make it to the AFC Championship game, and then even in the Super Bowl, depending upon who they played. I'm intrigued by that game. I'm also intrigued by the Denver-Buffalo game where, you go back to before the season started. You go back to last year's draft where Sean Payton said he liked Bo Nix, and as a rookie, he had a fine season. Not quite as good this year. If you go back to the summer when Sean Payton, when asked about his team, he said he thinks this Denver team, is capable of winning the Super Bowl. And again, it would be a team that would have to rely more so on its defense, which has been pretty consistent all year. There were a couple of exceptions. The Jacksonville game is the most noteworthy exception. So I still like Buffalo, but I would not be surprised if Denver is able to, because Denver is kind of like the playoff underdog, certainly in the AFC, where they are getting such little respect from a lot of the sharp people, from a lot of the folks who, use analytics because of the way that their offense is flustered and fluttered. Right now, I'm probably looking towards playing Buffalo, but I'm also looking at the under in that game.
All right, Andy, real quick before we let you go, but the college game will be played before we get you on next week, and it's a classic case. It's a runaway train in Indiana. They are smashing the competition. They are smashing the numbers, the one thing I will point out is you take a look. Ohio State's last two games of the season were neutral site games against Indiana and Miami. So you do have a little bit of a late season comparison, and if you look at the way those games were played and the competitiveness of those games, that line is now up. I saw 8.5. I can certainly make a case for Miami not winning the game, but keeping this game close. Indiana's been involved in a few close games this year, the game against Penn State, the game against Iowa, etc., it's not unheard of for them to be able to be competitive when they're going up against, arguably in Miami, a team that has as good a defense as they will have seen. Saw a couple of nines earlier today. Miami made it harder on themselves with an interesting game plan, but still, Charlie's, still think, what I'm hearing, still going to be more red in the stands than green and orange.
Remember, just because the game is in Miami, they don't get a bigger allotment of tickets than any other team would get.
Well,
the secondary market,
the corporate tickets are going to be more Miami based. People that sponsor the bowl and stuff like that.
They got more money in the secondary market because they don't have to pay to travel. I get that.
But they don't have to pay. We'll get to it in a little bit. We got to take a time out. Thank you, Andy. We appreciate it. Follow Andy on Twitter at VegasAndy711. We'll talk to you on Football Sunday, Andy.
Okay, guys. Enjoy Saturday's game.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget our friends at Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance. It's chilly, huh? It's very, very cold, and you're not thinking about running that AC unit right now, but now is the time, man. If you have a unit that is over 10 years old, that was serviced this past summer, give my friend Lucas Ragusa a call at 480-1000. Now, Lucas has been doing it for a long time at every level of an AC and heating repair place. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies since 1980. Factory authorized dealers for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem products. So we do have some great deals and some options on some of the units that you can choose from. It's up to $5,500 off of select systems right now. $5,500 discounts on select systems to replace your unit right now. It's not going to be that way in the summertime. So now is the time. If you're very close to making it, and look, call us up at 480-1000. We'll come out and evaluate the situation and give you the best and give you options at what you're looking at for possibly replace or repair. Call Total Maintenance, 480-1000, 480-1000.
Live at Mike Anderson's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. First batch comes out at 5 p.m., weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988. Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
The Pierre Port Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Port. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at ThibodeauStore.com.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at Lunch with Ott and Yanni from Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee Drive on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
National championship game on Monday night. It is in Miami with the Miami Hurricanes participating. What's it cost you to get in the stadium right now, Jim?
Looks like the lowest, we're looking at way up there, $34.76.
It's not a huge stadium.
65,000 roughly, 23,000 allotment per team. So you got that, and that leaves 19 for corporate sponsors. And some people in Miami have some connections to the bowl game, like you will have. And so we'll see. I would think a lot of those will be going on the secondary market, and the hungrier crowd is Indiana, no matter if they got to pay for an expensive flight and hotel along the way.
Yeah, and this isn't a bowl game, so I don't know if you buy tickets to the Orange Bowl if you get an opportunity to buy them.
Okay, so it might open up, but still, it's a limited amount.
I just remember when LSU played Oklahoma, and the amount of people that said, "This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. We may never get to do this again. Damn the cost." And I think that's what Indiana's going to do in a lot of cases. Oh yeah, but a lot of people. This is my forever team.
Some Miami fans will sell their tickets.
Sure. That's why I agree with you that Indiana may actually.
Oh no, they're going to.
In the stadium.
No, you can't get on
This is their forever team. They don't know that they'll ever get this team again. Live at Mike N. This is Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Attention vehicle owners, before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at ThibodeauStore.com.
If you're an automotive technician and you think that you have to work at a dealership to make a living, you're wrong. TRICARE Automotive has the opportunity you are looking for. Visit TRICAREAutomotive.com right now.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch, first class.
I want a seat in first class where I was booked and ticketed over a month ago.
Second class.
No man should be subjected to the indignity of being labeled or treated like a second-class citizen.
And no class.
Life had become like school on Sunday. No class.
I'll tell you what then. Why don't you call me sometime when you have no class?
First class, second class, and no class. Brought to you by Supreme Rice. Buy local with Louisiana-based Supreme Rice since 1936.
And we return here at Mike Anderson Seafood Wesley at Nicholson. Come on, see us for lunch here. We're in the Oyster Bar, right to the right as you enter the restaurant. All right, first class. We got multiple this week. Caleb Williams, big step for him in his second year. We're talking about quarterbacks and first playoff starts and things like that. For Caleb Williams, Jimmy, I can't imagine a bigger quarter in any rookie quarterback's life or playoff rookie quarterback's life to score 25 points, to come from behind against your biggest rival, to win a playoff game in that manner, to have the signature play on 4th down and 8. Where do you think Caleb Williams will be in the preseason MVP voting next year? Odds. Top 10? Top 5? Top 15?
Top 10 for sure. I'm predicting. I'm not saying that where he should be, but you got to realize one of the most publicly bet, future bet, teams is Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
They get a big influx of people from the Chicago area, and they go bet their team. Every summer for the future bets in Las Vegas. Now they're excited. I mean, it turned in a corner, and so it's going to be spiked that much higher. You talk about like right at top 5. You're going to have Allen. You're going to have Mahomes. You're going to have Jackson. You're going to have you might even have Stafford again. I don't know. Burrow was like second choice this year, right? He's going to be
preseason. I don't remember, but I mean,
yeah, it was like second or third choice.
I would think Allen and Jackson. I thought were 1, 2, but he's right there. He's right
he
there.
was ahead of Jackson this year. Yes.
Okay. That's if they don't win another game. That's if they don't win another game. What if they beat the Rams?
And the other thing, Charlie, the path. It's not what you script. You don't want to 7 wins to be games where you lose at the 2-minute warning, and that was their 7th, which is a record. But guess what it does? It forces you to put more higher pressure situations and things. You just can't simulate that. You got to go through it. And man, that's got to speed up the development of him. I mean, it's going to be like some of these games are slow motion next year for him during the regular season. Playoffs are different. People get jumpy, they get impatient, they start losing track of what's going on in the field, like Lim Cohn did in his first game management as a head coach in the playoffs. I mean, hand the ball off to this guy, man. I mean, he rips him down the field, rip, and a touchdown. He sees the ball one more time the rest of the game. I think that Williams is right there at my 4, 5, 6 range, yeah.
LSU women's basketball with the highest-ranked opponent that they have beaten since 2008. It's not the biggest win of Kim Mulkey's tenure here. That would be the national championship game. But it is the highest-ranked opponent that they have beaten. They go up to number 6 in the rankings, and they get an entire week off, travel partner week, so they get to go to Oklahoma on Sunday.
Regular season?
Regular season.
Okay. Yeah, Iowa was.
No, they weren't number 2 at the time. Of course, they don't re-rank them during the tournament. Remember, they rank them at the end of the season.
I was a 1 seed, huh?
They weren't number 2 in the country, though. I'm reading the stat.
Okay, no. But I mean, I'm just saying where they were number 1 seed. Okay, because Virginia Tech was. I think they were a 1 seed too.
If not, they were very high seed. This is the highest ranked team, not. Since
Played
2008.
well. Came out. You could tell got a little lead early. Just kind of, it was a hard game. It had a tremendous crowd there. I mean, it's hard to get excited for some of the previous opponents that they've had on their schedule. And it's, I mean, come on, you're beating teams by 60 and 70.
Yeah.
It's tough. But let's see who they play next.
Oklahoma, top 12 team.
Yeah.
2 losses.
So let's see how they follow it up. But no, this tells us they're capable of doing it because Vic Schaefer didn't like the back-to-backs, huh?
He was less than pleased. I thought about putting him in no class today, and I figured nobody cares about Texas's schedule. But he did pitch a hissy after the game that they got to go to LSU in South Carolina.
It's vendetta
for all of because Texas is always discriminated against. For all of the moaning and complaining I do about scheduling, I usually don't do it on a one-year basis. Usually it's the things that rankle me the most, or the things that are put in place forever.
If he's number two in the country, was there a chance he might play 2 top 5 teams in a 3-day period?
I get that he's steamed, okay, but if it falls that way every year,
doesn't matter. That's why Monkey should schedule better. I mean, you're not getting what he lost 2 starters for the year, huh? I mean, come on, man. It's basketball.
Anything
schedule
that happens
tough.
in 1 year,
schedule tough.
I usually don't get too much. All right, you should have been happy about this. Alex Bregman, his big contract with the Chicago Cubs is good for him. He bet on himself and had despite the month and change that he missed in Boston, he had a big year in Boston. So he bet on himself, opted out of the contract, got the big deal with the Cubs. I know that Hunt Palmer is on above cloud 9. You Cub fan. What say you about what this does?
I think it's pretty cool that they'll be. He's going to play third base. He's that's where he's kind of settled in, and he's Gold Glove a couple times at third base. I think so. He's played it very well. I mean, a guy that can play it. Could you go play right next to the guy that he was back to back?
I was going to say,
right?
Dansby Swanson were 1-2 in that draft.
1-2 in the draft, and they're playing. That's your left side of the infield for the Cubs. Pretty good.
Pretty high talent level.
Swanson is kind of a hit or miss early, but he has settled in lately too. The last few years, so they'll be there for a while.
Good for Bregman. Second class, this isn't really good with a chance to be great. I just needed to put this somewhere because I'm interested in what you think about it. Jordan Seaton is an offensive tackle at Colorado. At least he was until yesterday. He put himself in the transfer portal. He was the number 1 recruit in the 2024 class.
The only lineman Deion signed.
And he started pretty much every game, 22 games over the last 2 years. And he is projected to be a number 1 pick, a first-round pick in next year's NFL draft. So this is a 3-and-out guy in college, and he's the number 1 guy in the portal. Miami Booster let slip in an interview yesterday what his asking price was.
Oh, yeah, because they want
to take a guess?
His asking price. He's going to Miami?
He's not going anywhere yet, but Miami's one of the teams that's pursuing him.
4, 3.
You're a little high, but not overly. So 2.5 is if the top quarterback's worth 5, is the top left tackle worth 2.5?
You think the 5 is the highest they're going to pay this year?
Might be a little bit higher.
Yeah,
between 5 and 6.
Too. I think so too.
I looked at the top.
Levitt, the price had to go up, huh? I mean, Kiffin got in the doghouse.
Yeah.
Does it cost you? You go in the doghouse. So does it cost you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So let's say it's 6, and this guy's asking for 2.5, but maybe this gets out of hand and it gets to 3. Is the top left tackle worth half of what the top quarterback is? It is in the NFL. Dak Prescott's highest paid quarterback this year. Rashawn Slater is the top paid left tackle. It's about half, a little under, but not much of half. Interested to see how that plays out.
Ask Nussmeier.
Yeah.
He would say yes.
Ask either of those quarterbacks from last night or Herbert from the night before if they'd like to not get beat up quite so much.
Guess what? Those 2 guys for the Texans They're doing that to every tackle tandem they see
That
this year.
Hunter and Anderson.
Yeah.
That's really good. All right, the no class and
Hunt. What'd you say?
Hunt Palmer's.
You said Hunt and Anderson.
Daniil
Daniil Hunter.
Hunter.
You got Hunt Palmer on your mind.
I thought I said Hunter.
You said Hunt.
Okay. Well, that's
all right.
I'm sorry.
You got Hunt on your mind. I mean, is this all we
I'm
do?
so happy for Hunt. The guy's delighted, man. Never seen somebody so happy. Coaches conventions going on right now. This is a no class only if certain things happen. So they're discussing a number of things. The big playoff meeting is Sunday when they're going to talk about all of this. I'm going to get to that in a second. But today, the discussion was about red shirts. The 4-game red shirt rule, they say, is incentivizing players to shut it down to get an extra year of pay. So there's two things on the table at the discussion. Coaches like the idea of players being able to play up to 9 games and still red shirt. The other thing that's up for discussion is 5 for 5. You got 5 years to play 5, no matter what. Keep it the way it is, 5 for 5 or 9 games red shirt. You have a preference?
Well, let's go process of elimination.
Okay.
Non-game red shirt's stupid.
If you're going to do that, you just then go to 5 and 5.
But 5 for 5. I mean,
can I throw in a caveat to 5 for 5? This will never happen. This is just fantasy land. You get 5 for 5 if you stay at the same school. But if other than that, you're on the old rule, 4 for 5. If you're going to bounce around, or maybe you get one transfer. You get 5 for 5.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you get one. After that,
your second transfer, you lose a year.
Yeah. I would
have to sell a year. You lose a year.
You lose a year. Yeah. You don't. Yeah. You're back on the 5 to play 4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's if you got a kid these days, man, that's a high school prospect. It's brutal. It's really brutal. I mean, we're seeing some of these guys that were just not recruited at all, that have to come through the small schools, the JCs and stuff like that. And I mean, we're talking about some honor roll high school students that are going to junior college, huh? I mean, to chase the dream, really? I mean, what are we doing?
They'll all be academically eligible.
Well, everybody's
they're
smart.
all academically
Everybody's
eligible
smarter now. We know
right,
that.
Genius level stuff. The other part of the convention, of course, is the playoff format, and the 16-team field is picking up steam. They're expected to discuss 2 models. Okay, a 16-team field that is 5 conference champions and 11 at-large teams, which makes sense to, everybody but the Big Ten, who still wants to talk about 24 teams. Now, the one thing I know about this deal is there ain't no format that they can discuss that is going to go into place unless Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey, the commissioners of the Big Ten and the SEC, agree on this. So here's where my no class is, because this is the rumor going around right now, is that the Big Ten will vote for this 16-team with the 5 and 11 format, which they have been reluctant to do without more AQs, if Sankey will acquiesce and vote for a 24-team playoff 3 to 5 years from now. Quid pro quo at its finest. I'm against 24 teams in the college football playoff. I think that's too many. I think the 16 is enough.
It's too much. It's not as much. I mean, look, the old way when you get a 14 play, let's just say 14 is the old way. Okay, man, there's serious consequences. Slip up one time, But I mean, this is some teams. It's no consequence for losing. I mean, you gotta have a horrendous year like Penn State. I mean, James Franklin makes it. It was made for him to go to the playoff. Just beat the team you're supposed to. Well, I mean, shouldn't you have to beat somebody that's a little tough along the way to get in the playoff? I mean, last year.
I think you should.
I mean, when Ole Miss loses to Kentucky, and they lose fourth quarter leads to Florida and LSU. I mean, that's enough. That's more than. That's too much. That should come with consequences. It's still close. When Alabama goes to Oklahoma and gets housed against a bad Oklahoma team. Yeah, it should come with consequence.
I think also two things are going to come out of this in regards to the group of five. Number one, eliminating the group of five has no support. They're going to get one team in, but they are going to put all four of the power conference champions in, so you're not going to see a second team get in.
Is ACC going to change this thing?
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, you going to get Duke in there?
They're going to change the tiebreaker to CFP rankings to make sure that Duke doesn't even get into their championship.
There you go.
game.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, all of the leagues. The Mountain West did this last year. Didn't get a lot of votes.
Yes.
But
Oh, no,
all,
it was.
all of the leagues are going to do this to where your tiebreaker is going to be CFP rankings.
And when they're not, they get to choose the Mountain West.
Yeah.
Oh, they want their best teams in.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and wouldn't we have rather seen Miami than Duke in the ACC championship game? Wouldn't that have been more fair?
Yeah.
So, yeah, everybody's going to go to the CFP tiebreaker, we believe. So this is the part they're getting right. One group of five. I know some people like to say go all the way out. I'm okay with one. One, no more, no less. It's like playing Omaha. You get two cards out your hand, no more, no less. That's all you can play. One team. So, big week for the CFP. They got to decide this by the end of the month.
They're lucky to get one right now after the results.
Yes. Nobody wants to see the second best group of five team in the college football playoff.
Tulane made their mark.
Outside of
that
of
was
that
so
group.
bad they killed the chances of anybody else in their situation getting in.
You blaming them or you blaming James Madison?
Tulane was really bad. James Madison backdoored it.
Oh, they covered. That's right. I forgot. Navy's terrible 10-2 season because they didn't cover enough time.
Oregon was better than Ole Miss.
Well, why wouldn't you give Tulane credit for it being an easy bet on Ole Miss? We all had the Rebels in that game, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Tulane was more competitive, too. They moved the ball in that first half, but didn't cover
They
it.
were competitive?
They moved the ball.
You thought they were
Tulane.
more competitive than James Madison? I mean, they both got blown.
I thought they were more competitive, yeah.
I don't know. James Madison
didn't cover, but
I was at
You
still
can make an argument. They did have. They pretty much ended on their territory, all their drives. So whether it was a turnover on downs, a missed field goal, or just a
James Madison was scoring in the second half. They weren't going to catch up, but they
No,
were,
that was
still
all
scoring.
cosmetic.
It was garbage time stuff.
But those count too, though.
Yeah. We are brought to you by Supreme Rice and SupremeRice.com. We are about a month away from baseball season, so for your tailgating, for your jambalayas, you can still put a little gumbo out there. It's going to be chilly early. For your stews, for your etouffees, make it with Supreme Rice. Climate Smart program ensuring methane reductions and water conservation supports our future generations of Louisiana farmers. And keeping the money right here in Louisiana. All of our Supreme Rice grown, milled, and processed down in Southwest Louisiana. Jimmy, I want to commend you because you red beans at the Ott household on Mondays. Last week, you brought me some.
Yes,
they were really good. You brought us enough for 2 meals. So Tracy sends her regards. She said this was great, and she's picky. Okay.
I appreciate it, Charlie. But I know they're damn good.
Absolutely delicious. We made the Supreme Rice to go with them. Lance brought us some Supreme Rice, so we had a great meal.
Dustin liked his too.
Long grain to medium grain
That's
jasmine, the parboiled rice, the new low glow for diabetics especially. Supreme Rice. For more information, great recipes, go to SupremeRice.com. Live at Mike Anderson's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Ruffino'sRestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta. Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
There's more than one way to listen to ESPN Baton Rouge: on the radio at 104.5 and 104.9 and 98.1 HD2, online at 1045ESPN.com, and with the free ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford.
After further review with Matt Moscona, weekday afternoons at 3 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Yanni from Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee Drive on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
We're also brought to you by Louisiana Health and Injury Centers, helping you deal with pain. Dr. Michael Goff and his staff for our family for years has done a great job. Back problems, neck problems, things that are keeping you awake at night, maybe restricting your motion a little bit, that pain, just to get a little bit of relief. They'll get you into an exercise and stretching program that'll help you out. And then if you need to get adjusted or get into a dry needle, electric nerve stimulation, cryo ultrasound therapy, they can help you out there too. Airline Highway, Jefferson Highway near Drusilla and Plank Road. Dr. Michael Goff, Louisiana Health and Injury Centers. 3 games in the SEC tonight, and we got a couple of top 25 matchups. A&M takes their 3-0 conference record to Tennessee. Jimmy, A&M not sustainable is what you think they are. A 10-point.
They pulled another rabbit out the hat on Saturday at home against Oklahoma, man. 50-50 game. They made the plays down the stretch to win it, so they're finding ways to win. But no, I'm not sold. No.
They're a 9.5-point underdog at Tennessee tonight.
It's a lot.
Off to a 1-2 start in the league.
Tennessee got waxed down at in Gainesville on Saturday. That was one of the early games at 11 a.m. I kind of like that spot. I had Florida minus a little bit bigger number than you want, and I still think Florida is the most talented team in the league, and I don't even know if I don't even know if A&M's a tournament team, Charlie. I guess they have to be in right now. What's their NET or their Ken Palm?
Their Ken Palm is 41.
Yeah,
A&M.
so they still in a bubble even after a 3-0 start. That's the most unsustainable thing I've ever seen. you know, what they did at Auburn. You know, that 31-point turnaround. When they were down 17, they outscored them by 31. They turned a 17-point deficit, went a 6-minute stretch. So, in Oklahoma, just they you know, it's one of those things when you find ways to win. I got some respect for that, but this is just unsustainable. If I got to do it, shame on Tennessee. It's up to 10.5 now. So Tennessee's getting support, even with a big number, a 1-2 team versus a 3-0 conference play.
A&M is a 43 NET, one spot ahead of LSU right now. You like Florida? You can lay points on the road with them tonight. They're a 6.5-point choice. DraftKings down at the Queen and Bally's at Oklahoma, who you talked about just a second ago. Gators go in a 6.5-point choice tonight.
It's a little lofty on the road. I think Poser will have his guys ready. I mean, that's a lot of points on the road. Still paying a little tax on Florida coming off of the national championship, and you know, not all is fixed and all, you know, dependable because they blew out Tennessee on Saturday. So I think this might be a little bit of an overreaction here. But you've been paying a pretty – minus going to Duke. The Florida lines have been way high this year coming off the national championship.
The other game tonight in the league, Alabama, who had that surprising loss.
Man,
that's
a bad
to Texas
loss.
On Saturday. Yeah. They go in at 1-2 now. They had a win over Kentucky, but they're 1-2. They're at Mississippi State. They're only a 4.5-point choice tonight.
On the road, it's a lot. On the road, State hung in there at Rupp for a while, then kind of got it pulled away, and Kentucky much needed a victory, so they were looking to lay it on somebody pretty good. I am stunned that Alabama lost at home to Texas. That just shouldn't happen. Sean Miller is a work in progress in year one in Austin, and it shows they are not going to be a tournament team. Alabama is, and you know their key guy. Man, it was a great game in Nashville, and LeBaron Philon has full body cramps. He can't play the last 15 minutes of the game, and Vandy pulled away. But to lose at home, or you wonder if just something's going on. You know, I mean, this is 2 really good years back to back. You know, a Final Four and in a regional final appearance, you lose to Duke is really good. They're not quite where they were. They're a little bit too. I said that earlier. They're way too dependent on Philon, but the 2 young kids, the guards, are really good. But gave up all kinds of points in the paint, too. And they got some bigs that they can rotate. But Alabama, and one thing about Oates' team, seemed like they've always been better than most on the road. You know, we talked about their approach is always the same. They shoot threes and dunks and nothing in between. And so I think it's led to more dependability on the road. This might be one of those spots.
Now, I'll give you the Texas game that I did not expect them to lose. But as far as the rest of the overall record, they are tied for the most Q1 games out of anybody in the country.
Well, they played in that era, that era tournament in Vegas. So
their strength of schedule overall
1,
2.
Yeah,
so they played some heavyweights.
Who's won?
Overall strength of schedule number 1.
Duke?
I think it's Duke. Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Duke is actually Duke's a little bit down there. Duke's down in the teens. Alabama's 3 Q1 wins has them in the top 12 in that particular metric. So that's in the league tonight in college basketball. And in the top 25, we got Virginia at Louisville, UConn at Seton Hall matched ranked matchups.
Yeah, that's 2 or 3 of Ace's picks. Later on in next segment. So
we'll let him talk about.
He's got to. It's Tuesday, Wednesday's been pretty balanced. It used to be a little bit more than most, but especially in the SEC. What are they playing about? They're playing about
3 tonight.
3 and 4. 3 and 4
mm-hmm.
is what they've been doing.
Yeah.
So, but we got 8 conference games, right? We got 16 in the league now, Charlie. Is that right?
You got 3 tonight and 5 tomorrow night.
Okay, so 3-5 this week.
3-5 this week.
I thought it was 4 and 4 last week.
Might have been.
So Ace Simonella will be with us to give his top 3 college basketball picks in just a little bit. Don't forget my friends at K&M Automotive on Segan Lane. Segan just off of Perkins, across Segan Lane from Ambrosia Bakery. It's the only place I take my vehicle. That engine light comes on in your vehicle. Well, we're not trained mechanics. You don't know what to do. That's why you take it to Jason Payne. But some people are a little bit tentative because you hear there's horror stories about unnecessary upcharges for work that's really not required. Wait a minute, you paid how much to get just what done? So whether it's general services, electronic, AC services, changing the oil, check engine light comes on, belts, hoses, electrical work, tires need to replace, no problem. Come in and see Jason. He's open 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if he's backed up at that time, he will reschedule you a more convenient time for both of you, and he will hold to that appointment. So give him a call at 636-2875 or stop on by 8445 Segan Lane. It's the only place I take my vehicle. K&M Automotive on Segan, just off of Perkins.
Live at Mike Anderson's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to the Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710. Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow's Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salad, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. 925-8710. Supreme Rice. Grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank. The local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway. 928-8659. Total Maintenance. Your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, a chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Buffalo pretty early.
Live at lunch with Ott and Yanni from Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee Drive on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, he made his maiden voyage with us on Football Sunday. We were down at Caesars this past weekend. Pretty good Football Sunday this past weekend, so a profitable year. Finished well over 500 for the season. Now he's going to be with us each and every Tuesday at this time, or right around this time. A veteran, New York-based sports handicapper, Ace Seminara. So, Ace, how you doing, brother? Before we get into your three favorite games on the college basketball slate tonight.
If the Houston demolished the Steelers, doing fantastic. Fantastic weekend. Other than a little blip with the radar there with the Eagles not showing up, completely being out-coached and out-schemed in the game. Shocking still today. Other than that, we swept the weekend with the wild card game, so excited about where that's going to lead to the divisional games, and for everybody, it's just a great time of the year right now. But let's delve into college hoops. And time for the round ball right now, kind of, closing the schedule on football just about with college championship game, and this week, next week, championship game, and the Super Bowl. You got 8 football games left, so it's great time of the year, no doubt. All excellent matchups. But
all right, Ace, let's get right.
For college basketball to take over.
Let's get right to it. Let's go to the ACC and start off with Louisville at the Yum Center at home, laying 3.5 against Virginia. Virginia with Bennett at the helm for so long, making that transition, but they're utilizing, again, a lot of these international players, these older players, and, man, they have been really good this year. Another win and cover easily for Virginia this past weekend. Louisville at home, 3.5 or against the Cavaliers.
That line right now is obviously telling you something. I mean, they should be favored at home. You got number 16 Virginia visiting number 20 Louisville. Maybe some people are shocked that Louisville is favored, but they're certainly not going to make them underdogs in that matchup. But they're an injured team right now, Jimmy. They lost their leading scorer. Conwell's been out. Mikael Brown's been out 6 games now. They do have a guy from the G League, point guard London Johnson, that's going to be making his appearance tonight. But Virginia also has an incredible scorer, Jakari White, three-point shooter, hitting 50% on the season, 30 out of 60 on the year, coming back tonight after he's been out for a couple of weeks. I just like Virginia in this game, getting the 3.5. I'll even take liberty and buy that up to +4. I like where Ryan Odom has his team right now, and I just feel the way Louisville's hitting the wall. Lost 2 out of their last 3 games. Had to make a tremendous comeback last Saturday in the second half to beat Boston College, who's just an average team. I just think they're catching Virginia at the wrong time right now, and Virginia getting 4 right now is a good value wager in my eyes.
All right, so Virginia plus a 3.5 on the road at Louisville. Another game that's going to be on TV tonight, 7 o'clock our time. How about these two teams? 16-1 UConn, 14-2 Seton Hall. Charlie, you remember Shaheen Holloway, great point guard for Seton Hall. He's now the head coach. And how about the turnaround in New Jersey? They were 7-25, 2-18 in the Big East last year. One of the most biggest turnarounds in college basketball this year. Ace, the Huskies here, 6.5-point road favorites at Seton Hall.
I see that, and obviously you got Shaheen Holloway coaching his alma mater. Danny Hurley going back to coach against his alma mater. They haven't won there since 2021. There's no doubt that Danny Hurley has had this game circled, okay? And you usually don't look ahead to games. He's not one to do that. They don't need to do that. They have enough talent. They kind of coasted through DePaul last Saturday, almost sleepwalking. There's no doubt that he's going to have them primed for this game tonight. A low-scoring game, no doubt, because the total at 132.5. It's the way Shaheen Holloway has his teams playing. Half court, get back on defense, clear the glass on defense, don't allow offensive rebounds. But I just think the talent level here is just a little different. All right, for everything that Shaheen Holloway's done, and certainly right now, I would say he's got to be up for Coach of the Year candidate. with the turnaround that they've done to have them at number 25 in the country. Nobody saw that coming early on in the season. But I'm going to jump on Connecticut, and, I always like to buy the lines down. Pay that extra 10% or so and get that line to a flat number of -6. Get on Connecticut and Danny Hurley to lead the Huskies to a road victory here in a game that I'm sure he's going to absolutely want to win.
All right, that one's on TV at True TV. Keep in mind, True TV and TNT doing a lot of college basketball. So if you're fumbling around through your TV, the guide and things like that, you're looking for as many college hoops games as you will. Definitely check them out. As the NBC properties are doing a lot more NBA this year with the shift of that contract. All right, last one, Ace, we're looking at here. How about the Iowa State Cyclones, 16-0 on the year. And wait a minute, Iowa State's the favorite against Kansas. Okay, they must be at home, right? No, they're in Fog Allen. When's the last time that Kansas has been underdog at a home game? They had one not too long ago. And look, Peterson is back now. He's averaging 22.6 a game. Him being in and out of the lineup, minutes restriction has been up a lot. But he's playing now, and they were fortunate to come back against TCU at home. Iowa State much better than TCU here, Ace. 3.5 road favorite in Lawrence.
TJ Otzelberger right now has his team playing at a very high level. Number 2 in the country. They got the only other number 1 vote other than Arizona in the AP just coming out yesterday. You can make a case for them being the number 1 team in the country right now. I certainly would tell you right now that I would put them in one of my 4 teams to be in the Final Four. I don't care what bracket you put them in. With Milan Momcilovic, I hope I didn't butcher his name, tremendous NBA-type player. He's got that European-style game but can step out and hit the 3. Joshua Jefferson is a man-child down low. That guy is going to clear the boards. He's going to clean up the glass, and he has no problem taking it inside. And then you got a point guard like Tamin Lipsey, who's been there and done that over and over. Iowa State averages plus 6.7 turnover margin to the good side on for them. It's minus 1.2 for Kansas, something you almost would never think of. Melvin Council, that point guard that they got from St. Bonaventure, the A-10's a lot different than taking it in down low. They're in the Big 12. Darren Peterson's a tremendous player, probably will be the number 1 pick in the draft, or somewhere in the top 2 or 3. Reminds me a lot of Ray Allen, but he's a one-man show right now, and I just don't think that they have near the talent level that Iowa State has. And certainly right now, the way Iowa State's speaking, TJ Otzelberger is going to release the hounds on them tonight. I see Iowa State winning this game handily. Lay the 3, buy it down. Again, I don't like laying half the points. But if you have to lay the 3.5, go right ahead. I love Iowa State in this matchup tonight. And even as an early season pick to win it all at 9-1, their odds are not going to get any better. May as well put something down on them now. I hit Florida last year at 10-1 early in the season. There's some other teams I might throw in there along with Iowa State, but the value of plus 900 right now, before this game and a few others that they're going to start dismantling teams, those lines are going to drop big time. So we're set for one heck of a basketball Tuesday here, and I'm already looking at some matchups for tomorrow night that I love. Everybody knows where to reach me. I'm sure you'll give out the number as well, but it's 800-295-7776. I'm here every day. I'm a basketball junkie, sports junkie. I'll answer all of your questions, and I'll show you exactly what it takes to turn this into something profitable. You have to be all over the sports betting market literally by every second, not just looking at it once in a blue moon when you have time to fit it into your schedule, especially if you want to win.
All right.
That's what it takes. And hopefully, Jimmy, I can be of service to your listeners out there.
Yeah, yes,
love all the
indeed.
good people down there.
You want to get in touch with Ace and learn more about his services? 800-295-7776. 7776. Mentioned Milan Momcilovic from Iowa State. Charlie, we think, oh well, he's a foreign transfer. He's his 3rd year at Ames. This is the 3rd year.
3 years at the same school. They're still allowing that?
They still allow that some places.
Okay.
And my man, he averaged just over double figures his first 2 years, but it's a spike this year. 17.5 game and a cool 55% from 3-point range.
Point guard averages less than a turnover a game for as good as
This a forward.
Yeah, no, I know, but with the point guard, he was talking about less than one turnover.
Jefferson?
Yeah, less than. No, Jefferson's the.
He's the other scorer.
Yeah,
Okay.
the point guard averages less than 1 turnover per game.
It buttoned up, huh? TJ Otzelberger.
The Lipsy.
Yes, indeed. All right, Ace, very good. Virginia plus the 3.5. UConn minus 6.5. Buy it to a half a point. You suggested there, and then the Cyclones. That's a 8 p.m. ESPN telecast tonight. So all of these games will be on TV tonight. 1-800-295-776. Ace, we appreciate it, man. Great stuff as always. We'll talk to you on Football Sunday and get your top 2 NFL picks that day.
All the best to you, Jimmy. Hope you have a great week. Thanks again.
Yes, indeed, my man. Appreciate it. Thank you, Ace.
Here at Mike Anderson's, right outside the Oyster Bar. Come by and see us here.
Oh, it's Oyster night tonight.
It's Oyster night?
Shane is, he's on stage over
performing?
here.
Yeah.
Oyster night, half off, all oysters on a half shell. Charlie, one thing about that cold weather, it makes those oysters a little bit more firm, a little bit more salty, a little bit more cleaner. This is the oyster season.
Then I'm going to have oysters for lunch. You sold me. have them tonight, but we're going to have them right here for lunch. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions,
That Saturday. Not a week ago when Ted McMillan got 1,000. So they had it was like 80 when we got there for lunch. Everybody's in shorts and then it got cold. Yeah. And we stuck like 350. We had a ton of oysters that day. So they were beautiful. I took a couple pictures. Some of them were.
Hey, where are we tomorrow?
We're in Modesto.
Modesto. All right, whenever you're ready.
It's rolling.
Join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch from Modesto, corner of Burbank and Nicholson. Professional sports handicapper Randy. Join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch from Modesto, corner of Burbank and Nicholson. Professional sports handicapper Randy McKay gives us his thoughts on the NFL playoffs. Scott Rabelais on LSU and Russ Reynolds on the national championship game. Live at Lunch from Modesto, 11 a.m. Wednesday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
50 BM and get your first bet matched as a bonus bet up to $250 whether you win or lose. Open to new users in Louisiana, age 21 or older. Licensed through Horseshoe Bossier City and Caesars New Orleans. Minimum odds minus 500. Or it is non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos for full term. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today, and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Yanni from Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee Drive on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
LSU back in the transfer portal to pick up another running back here this morning. Dylan Jones, running back from Wisconsin, was a freshman, a redshirt freshman last year, played in 7 games, 300 yards, couple of touchdowns, 9 catches for 21 yards. He was a season got cut short by a turf toe. You can read a little bit more about LouisianaSports.net. He was the number 8 back in the country out of Maryland in the class of 24. So got Caden Durham back yesterday. They got Harlan Berry back before that. Rod Gainey and Racine Guillory, the 2 running backs they got prior to this in the portal. That's the returners plus the transfer portal guys. So you got 5 running backs in that room. Ton of skill position guys. Kiffin went in and stocked this. 29 players in this portal class. 9 wide receivers, 3 running backs, and 2 quarterbacks, plus a tight end. What do you say about that's an awful lot of guys that he's put eyes on and picked to come in here. So 29 now in the transfer portal.
You got some linemen
coming to, still got to work on that. There's 4 offensive linemen in this class. I'm still expecting at least 1 or 2 more. So the class is going to get into the 30s. They're 29 now, so we'll see how deep they get into the.
Any Ole Miss linemen yet?
Not yet. A couple of them in the portal, but nobody has committed just yet. So we'll see. We told you yesterday at the end of the day.
He get 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah, he picked up. They moved into the number 1 spot in the
portal rankings.
In the portal rankings.
Number 1 last year. Huh?
They were number 1 last year. 18 guys last year. There are 29 guys this year.
Coaching change, it makes more.
Sure.
But you can, I could see Kelly maybe, entertain a key recruit like Levitt and then, kind of get away and then hop on a plane and go to Tennessee and follow him, make it right, huh? That's typical BK, huh?
Is there golf courses in Knoxville open at this time? That's a cheap shot. It's just too easy.
I know, but really, a little different, huh? Bro, I mean, these are the rules now. You want to play or not?
I'm sorry, but it looks terribly different.
I got called a hater when I'm like, dude, I don't want to see you dancing with Jamie Howard's kid. Sorry. That's good recruiting.
At least he was working that day, At least we saw him actually recruiting that day.
Okay. I mean, all right, Max.
How about the other transfer portal story?
I know everything the LSU coach is supposed to be great early and stuff, but, man, I wasn't a fan of that.
Let me talk to you boots on the ground over in Tuscaloosa. They had 2 defensive linemen starters transfer from Alabama yesterday. They went to Ohio State, which lets me know that they're probably pretty good. Any thoughts from over there?
Charlie, I mean, think about it. I mean, you expect DeBoer to survive next year? Odds are against it, huh?
9-3 gets him fired? 9-3, no playoffs gets him fired? I'm asking.
No. 1 and done in the playoffs is done.
Well, you're saying 1 and done in the playoffs gets him done, so 9-3 and he misses the playoffs?
No, or you can miss a playoff, or you can.
So you're saying 9-3 gets him fired for sure?
No, if he makes a run in the playoffs.
But if you're 9-3 and you don't make the playoffs,
well, no, you can make it at 9-3.
Okay.
There's a chance.
Let's say they go 9-3 and don't make the playoffs. He's out.
Oh yeah.
Okay. 10-2, and he wins one game in the playoffs. He's still out.
No, it's going to be hard to do though, man.
Yeah.
You're breaking a new quarterback, and I broke in one here, but he was an experienced guy. I mean, if I'm Ty Simpson, man, get your butt to Coral Gables, man.
He's still getting offers apparently in the portal.
Absolutely,
Right-
he is.
draft,
He's a valuable piece, man. I mean, and you know what he does too. That Shannon Dawson is kind of what he did with Cam Ward, what he's done with Beck. Okay, and Simpson will be better than Beck. I mean, I don't think you'll disagree with me there if he would go there. But they're progression quarterbacks, and it's a coach's son. And so the one thing, when he has time, he makes his progressions. And so, and listen, you're not ready for the league, man. Get your 25 starts. And you got somebody willing to give you $4 million to go play quarterback there?
Yeah,
Charlie, I can go to
more.
Miami for a year. You'll miss me. I'll do spots on the phone, but I'm sorry, somebody's paying me $4 million. I'm going to hunker down in Miami for a little bit. I don't even need a fancy car. Give me a scooter, man. A little crib downtown.
Well,
it'll be good.
The counter argument is that he's a top 10 pick in this year's draft, and he wouldn't be in next year's draft necessarily because there's a more crowded quarterback.
I understand it's expected to be more crowded, but that's the same thing with Moore from Oregon.
Yeah, you
going to tell him he doesn't need some more starts? Did you watch the game?
to be successful in the NFL, yes, but $28 million guaranteed. It's hard to turn down.
This year's class was once crowded too.
What he's making.
That's a good point, Max. That's a good point. Thanks to the folks here at Mike Anderson's. Tomorrow we're at Modesto. From all of us here, Jordan back in the studio. I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of long.
You too, Jordan.